Welcome back to another episode of Budget Pub Stomper. I'm Navinad, usually the Budget Pub Stomper, but today I am only a Budget Pub Stomper. I've got something kind of exciting today. We're going to do something we've not done before. I've invited Ike, because I don't know how to pronounce your name exactly. Maybe that can be part of your bio. You can tell me how to pronounce it.
Iknecio.
Yeah, and he's going to tell us all how we are doing it wrong and how we ought to be doing it better. And he's going to tell us about how we should all be on Dargo, and he's going to explain why. So welcome, friend, and maybe tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, when did you get into Magic? When Commander? Why CDH or Budget CDH?
Well, my name is Ignacio, or my normal game name, Iknecio.
Iknecio.
This is my normal game. Yep.
All right. When did you start playing Magic?
My first in 2020, like just before pandemic started.
Okay.
I started with the recon from Ikoria, the country one, the Absa.
Absan from Ikoria? Yeah.
Yep. And I started playing. I like the game. I started playing just mostly casual with my fun little deck. Then I started watching videos of CDH, always good. And I like to win, so
yeah.
I began looking for alternatives to buy cheap decks.
Yeah.
And my first CDH commander was real build was a Corvo.
I remember that.
In a budget, but the problem mainly was my local game store that most people don't have like super fast mana, so the deck got hit there a lot. And Corvo is in a really good deck in a budget if you play with people that have like 0 mana rocks, lots of artifacts, because your main con is Dockside.
Yeah.
If they don't have that, you have to like play around it, and the deck loses so much value.
Yeah.
And my second one was Malcolm Kedis, then Malcolm Tana. It was a fun little deck that helped a lot.
I want to stop. I want to stop you for just a second there. You know, I guess it's been a long time since I've thought about this, and maybe this is why we started kind of talking in the first place. But that is like incredibly close to my story too. Like, I started with Corvold. That was my first deck. Then I remember talking to you about Corvold, and then my second big deck that I got into was Malcolm Kedis, and then now my main tournament deck is Malcolm Tana. So that's interesting. I kind of forgot that.
Well, mostly because my local game store didn't allow for like a turbo Dockside blade. It was more like niche strategies that can compete. So occasionally like a blue farm, but blue farm was easy to beat. Just spam team this and go for it.
Yeah, well,
go
ahead.
And I ended up with Dargo because I ended up having some troubles, need to sell some cards. And Dargo is just such a cheap commander that in $100 can do so much.
And that's really what we're talking about. But if I feel like you skipped a step there, and I don't want to bring back any kind of PTSD stuff, but I've talked to a lot of people about just how good your Magda deck was. I know you hate it, but honestly, like I've told a lot of people that when we played that CBB 100, there was a big kind of budget tournament, and then it kind of turned into a league, and it was $100. For anybody who doesn't know, it was $100 max on Moxfield, and mostly Iknecio brewed the deck. I kind of, jumped in a little bit, and we were passing ideas back and forth, but by the time he was done, we were done with this Magda deck. I was totally jealous. I was playing Malcolm Kedis, and I was thinking, wow, I think this Magda deck is the best deck in the tournament, and I still hold that opinion. Magda, I think, is...
mostly I hated the deck because it was so many we noticed, it was impossible.
Yeah, so anyway, we ended up on Dargo. We took a path to Dargo. Now, I know you and I have brewed a little bit of Dargo in the past. It's been a while, but what do you think? Like, do you think this is like one of the best? Because I don't have it on my radar as one of the best, but I haven't brewed it much.
It is one of the best to combo out, in my opinion, because Dargo just needs like 3 cards. Like, all of the colors of Dargo need like a set of cards that will always be in the deck because they go off with him. The rest of the deck is just a sub value of other combos or card draw and something to keep you in the game. It's not like you need that card, but Dargo is just a AB enabler. And he can go off on turn 3 with this budget. In like $500, he can go on turn 2 perfectly.
Sure.
If you get the hand.
Yeah.
If not, you can go sometimes. But the version we're gonna talk is about Rakdos, the Rakdos bear.
Okay, why are we talking Rakdos?
But the mana base is gonna be a bit scuffed.
Gotcha.
We're gonna talk about Rakdos.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Talking about Rakdos Dargo. So who's your commander pair?
Dargo Tevesh.
Nice. Yeah, nice. And this thing's coming in at 179. Okay, good. Yeah, why Tevesh?
So why Tevesh? Mainly because he's +2 and he allows us to draw so many cards that Dargo doesn't care about dying over and over. Because if we cast Dargo for 1, then cast Tevesh, that we can do that on 1 turn, by the way. We can just +1, draw 3 cards. Then with 1 red, we can cast Bad Dargo because he costs 2 less for each artifact or creature sacrifice this turn. And he can do that himself. And you can also use this ability to create some loops.
Okay.
So why these 2? Main reason, Tevesh gives cards and sack fodder. Dargo is Dargo.
Yeah.
He's just too silly. And we have 2 other planeswalkers, so we're running 3 planeswalkers, and you might ask why. Well, if you can turn to Jeska and turn to Dargo, this is an insta-kill. Like, you can take someone out of the game.
Yeah.
On a single turn.
Yeah, that's busted.
Yep. If you drop like a mana rock, tap out all of them, sack 3 of them, or 2, I don't know, maybe you have a sack fodder in there, cast Dargo, then next turn Jeska, and you see like a control player and you're gonna know he's gonna mess your game playstyle or something like that, or something threatening by the commander, you can just +0, target Dargo, hit him with 21 commander damage.
Okay, that takes out one guy. That could be your, most difficult opponent or the guy that's closest to winning or able to stop you. Okay, yeah, that's a good interaction.
If they don't have any like way to chump block, they are dead.
Yeah. Do you have any ways to get around it? Like if they do?
We have.
So, like, do you have removal spells to get rid of chump blockers, or can you give your Dargo some kind of a buff?
He has trample by himself, so it's not an insta-kill, but it burns them in a massive clock, like 2-turn kill clock, most of the times. Because CDH creatures don't have, like, that much toughness to withstand the power of Dargo.
True. And do you think that this deck... Okay, yeah, go ahead. I want to hear about Obnixilis.
Well, he has casualty, and Dargo has power. So you cast Dargo, then Obnixilis with casualty, make a 7 loyalty Obnixilis, immediately crack his ultimate, draw 7 cards.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so I've not quite wrapped my head around this Obnixilis thing, or whether I should be running it in decks or not. So when this comes into play, what does the casualty mean? You sacrifice a creature with X power and then you draw X cards?
No, on the cast, you can sacrifice a creature and make a copy of himself. It can be any. any creature. But we want Dargo because you can insta ultimate.
I get it.
It's a 3 mana. It's a 3 mana. Draw 7 cards, lose 7 life, and leave a planeswalker.
Well, so when he -7s, is it on his? Doesn't that kill him when you do the -7? Oh, you leave the original planeswalker.
Yeah, the original. Yep.
Okay. Got it. Yeah.
The original. So you have something that is gonna be like each opponent discards, loses 2 life and discard a card.
Got it.
So no, they lose 2 life unless they discard a card. So you can just keep pinging them over and over and be many.
Okay, so basically you get a 3 mana draw 7 with upside that ends up being a little engine for you. Nice.
Yep.
Nice. Okay, so the planeswalkers make sense. What else do we have going on here?
We have the sack faller to Dargo.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
Mostly creatures that unsacrifice themselves in mana, like Scared Prospector is so good because it makes Dargo cost 2 less and give us a red to cast himself.
And can we explain Dargo? Can we explain Dargo, how he actually works?
Yeah. So, at additional spell, you may sacrifice any number of creatures or artifacts. This spell costs 2 less for each permanent sacrificed this way, and 2 less for each other artifact or creature you sacrifice this turn. So, meaning if you sacrifice, for example, 3 treasures, that will cost only 1 mana. And this counts commander tax, by the way.
Yeah, and it's kind of permanent. Like if you are, we'll get into that when you talk about the combo finishes, I'm sure. But it's a permanent discount, which is a big deal. Okay, so if you sacrifice 1 Skirk Prospector for 1 red mana, it actually makes him cost 3 less, basically. It pays for 3 of his cost.
Yeah.
Okay, and then if you were to recast him,
in that case.
3 of any color in that case, yeah. And
if you win a...
Go ahead.
Yeah, and you sacrifice, for example, 3 artifacts or creatures, he costs only 1 red.
Okay.
And you can, and also if it only costs, for example, 1 mana, you can also use his abilities to sacrifice a creature. That's gonna be important.
Yeah.
Some combos.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Okay, so the fodder. We've got fodder.
We got Greedy Freebooter. It's just a so nice fodder. 1 mana, scry 1, create a treasure.
Yeah, it's good.
For free.
That's good.
And Script Prospector just gives us mana, and I'm gonna skip some of this fodder to go to the why Script Prospector is so good. We have a Script Prospector and Impulse Pilfer.
Oh, nice.
If we do this correct, we can. Script Prospector, sacrifice Impulse Pilfer, Dargo costs 3 less, create a treasure, sacrifice the treasure for any mana color, Dargo costs 1, and you have 2 mana extra. So Dargo, you have 1 red mana extra casting Dargo. And in later turns, if you need like the mana, the spread, you can Encore. Either 3 players, you create 3 croppies, and you have Skirk. You make 3 mana, 3 treasures, so you go positive on mana.
I remember that from Budget Korvold. That's a good trick in Budget Korvold too.
Yep.
In fact, I've seen that in some full...
Just full CDH deck, yeah. Yeah,
I've seen it in like a full optimized CDH deck. Yeah, I actually was, when I was early days, like right when we were moving from the old Food Chain Korvold decks, and I was kind of a holdout for Food Chain, but I eventually came around. But when we were doing that, I was actually advocating for Impulsive Pilfer in the main deck, the actual CDH deck, and I was kind of like clowned on. Like people thought I was insane, so I kind of got off it. But now I'm seeing it in tournament lists. So,
yeah, it's stupid the combo he can do with this little guy.
Yeah.
Then Goblin Crate Maker is just can be used as removal or fodder. Like it's just pay 1, Dargo costs 2 less, and do something else for free.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good.
Good utility.
It's the same as Skill Prospector, but you need to wait one turn.
Yeah.
Has Fear Strike, so it can kill a Ragavan.
True.
I'm just saying.
True.
And Menace.
Yeah, well, and you can get them through sometimes for Odds Maker I see in there. So there's some things.
Yep. Then Generator Servant, well, it's just Dargo cost 1 less. You have 2 mana to cast on Dargo.
Oh, and that gives it haste too, if I'm not.
Haste.
Yeah. So you can just knock somebody out with your Jessica thing. Okay, cool. Looks good.
Reckless Barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
It's also a 2 mana battery.
Yep.
Shambling Gust is just a Shambling Gust. This guy, well, it's gonna do most of the time. It's like, okay, we have control, or you see something like a Worldly Tutor. You can just do like a build mean, sacrifice any of your fodder and name the card the tutor. Or if you know that they have like a certain combo deck that needs anything, you can just name that specific piece, and if you hit, it's jackpot.
Yeah.
Then we have some of the harder of the deck. They have Disciple of Bolas. This is basically a Pixelist, but worst.
All right. So I kind of see what we're doing. I see how we're getting the guy down. You've got Bergie in the $100 deck here. That's an expensive piece.
I'm gonna explain a second.
Okay.
Yeah, it's because she's so good in this deck, just for the fierce part. Fierce part. And why? Well, some of the combos of Dargo require you to sacrifice him over and over. And while you have one way to make red mana, you can keep casting him for 1 mana. So Bergie is so free for that.
Okay, so if you have Bergie in play, and you have a way to get Dargo's cast cost down to 1 mana, then you can cast Dargo, and it refunds you the 1 mana. Yeah?
Sacrifice Dargo.
Sacrifice
Refunds
Dargo.
the mana. Cast Dargo again for 1 mana over and over again.
Okay, because when we sacrifice Dargo, that is making Dargo cost 2 less, and that just, it works forever. It works for the end of the turn. It's not like this Dargo, but just like anytime you cast Dargo.
On their turn.
Okay.
Yeah, it's until their turn.
So this is almost like a food chain thing in a way. It turns into like a quasi food chain.
Kinda.
Okay, and so what are we sacrificing? What are we sacrificing Dargo for?
Well, that was our plan.
Okay.
We're trying to sacrifice him to Altar of Dementia.
Ah, okay. And what does that do?
Or Golden War Permanent.
Okay.
Altar of Dementia, target player puts any number of cards to the equal to the sacrifice power of the creature from the top of the library to the graveyard. So we're milling our opponents out.
Yep, so as soon as you can loop Dargo, that's GG's if you've got Altar.
Yeah, or Goblin Bombardment.
Or Goblin Bombardment. Yep, that'll do it too. So you've got 2 outlets there. Relic of Legends works kind of like a Bergie. Right?
Yep, it's like a berry too.
Because you can tap... Well, it's actually even maybe well, I was going to say better. I wouldn't go that far. It's a little different. But you can tap it, and then you can also still tap the Dargo. So
it's just cheaper.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure.
It's cheaper Bergie.
Yeah.
One thing I think I forgot to do in this deck, I forgot to add it, is to put a... No, we have Thermopod.
Yeah, I thought that's what you were looking for, and I was looking at it. Yep, Thermopod is even cheaper.
Yeah. But we can do... But with Thermopod, we cannot do the Altar of Dementia or Complete Bombardment Loop.
Well, that's true.
They don't allow...
Because you can only sacrifice it to 1 effect. But with Bergie, you need a sack outlet, and if you've got Thermopod, it gives you the sack outlet with it. So if you have like Impulse Trimmers or your... are you running any other versions of Impact Trimmer? Oh, that guy right there, yep.
We do Roadmaster.
Okay, so real clearly, let's just like do 1 combo setup Because they all kind of have a lot in common. But can you just kind of run me through a combo?
Dargo, let's say Dargo has never cast this game.
Yeah, I haven't cast them.
So you need 3 fodder.
Mm-hmm.
You need 3 fodder, so it costs 1. You need Birgi, Runaway Steam King, or Relic of Legends.
Yep.
For this combo. Any of those 3 creatures.
Okay.
Then you need Weary Rose Master. No, sorry. This never mind. I got confused already. You need Altar of Dementia or Golden Bombardment.
Yep.
Then you cast Dargo for 1 mana, sacrificing all the creatures. Birgi gives you 1 mana. Then you sacrifice it, mill, or deal 1 damage, and repeat the process. The only thing is that Runaway Steam King needs to be at least 2 counters, so the loop can be infinite, or you have 3 red mana to cast Dargo 3 times, and the loop becomes infinite.
Oh, so how does Runaway Steam King get counters? You have to cast just a red spell? That's not too bad. And Dargo counts as 1.
A red
so.
spell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it's
just,
$1.
Just needs a little bit of setup. Just needs a little bit of setup, and that's it.
Yeah, that's definitely okay. Okay, so there's basically 2 versions of the combo. There's the version where you're running the Birgi or Runaway Steam King, or the what's that thing called? The that you can tap
Relic.
a legend. Yeah, the relic. And then if you have one of those and you've got your dude discounted enough, then you can just keep recasting it and sacrificing it to whatever sacrifice effect. And as long as every time you cast him, it's adding a red mana, then when you sacrifice him, it's reducing his cast cost by 2, which is the commander tax for the next time you cast him. So you can just keep doing it over and over and either mill everybody out or ping everybody out with Goblin Bombardment. Then there's kind of a second sort of, not quite the same, but pretty close to the same, a similar kind of combo line. And you're using, what are the other ones?
That is Thermopod.
Mm-hmm.
Dargo costing 1, or obviously.
Yeah.
Flanking Herald, Weary Rose Master, Mayhem Devil. What is the other one?
Impact Tremors.
Impact Tremors and Tiny Bones Jones up.
Oh, wow. Yeah, got a new one, huh? Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Interesting,
Enters, you make each of the 1 mana, every your opponent discard a card, and whenever legendary creatures enter the battlefield under your control, they mill a card and they lose a life.
Yeah, okay. That reminds me of the old Kroxa World Gorger Dragon decks. You know, where you kept casting Kroxa until you make them discard all their cards, and then... is that right? When Legendary...
Kroxa, but yeah.
Oh, I guess it's a mill.
Kroxa, but cheaper.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I guess I've got my head around the combo lines. I've always been just a little tiny bit confused by the combo lines. And then, so we've got easy combo kills. We can do a tremendous amount of damage with Dargo. I mean, he's a very quick to the battlefield, big-ass commander that deals commander damage. You've got Jessica where you can pump him up. So we've got our combo kill. We've got our pressuring life totals and maybe deleting one opponent at a time. And then what are some of the other ways that you're just generating enough value from Dargo to make it worth selecting him out of all the, various red commander options?
There's an Odds Maker.
Okay.
To draw cards. Ruthless Technomancer is not so good, but allows to make a lot of treasures for Dargo.
Oh, I think that's pretty good.
If for some reason you have a Dockside, it's an infinite combo, by the way.
Yeah. Somehow you get a Dockside.
And mostly, Dargo is just removal. For real. You can run a Planet Firstborn, run a Triangle, and just steal a creature, hit with them, then you use Fairplum or even Dargo to sacrifice himself or Tevesh and generate value over your opponents. Morbid Curiosity. Okay, so I'm gonna explain first the removal of the deck, and then we go to the value.
Okay.
because the value is stupid. Playing the first one and Wrangle are the same thing. Just
Yep.
steal a creature and abuse the creature to your advantage with all the sack fodder we have, Dargo itself, Tevesh, even of Nixilis if you want, for example, to steal like a commander creature, then kill it and
Okay.
abuse it.
Okay, so these are just
Striking
temporary.
Reach is just
Sorry, those are threaten effects, basically. Claim the firstborn, wrangle, and whatever the other one was. You're taking the person's commander or big creature temporarily, swinging with it, and then you've got a ton of ways to sacrifice it to just get it off the board. So you're kind of getting double value out of it. Are those the only two you're playing? Is the claim and the wrangle?
yep,
Okay.
they're pretty good
Yep.
and can be nasty.
Yeah.
Then there's some rituals, the typical Twin Flame Dualcaster Mage combo.
Okay, and for anybody who doesn't know,
And
dual
because we're
caster
playing
twin. How does
Dualcaster Twin Flame is just you cast first Twin Flame on any creature,
Mhm.
hold priority, then you cast Dualcaster Mage,
Mhm.
targeting Twin Flame, and basically you make infinite Dualcaster Mage.
Yeah, the dual caster copies the twin flame copies the dual caster, so on and so forth, and kill everybody with infinite dual
And
casters.
something funny about this deck is that you can win with this combo post battle phase.
So that's a big problem with dual caster mage twin flame combos. Sometimes, like, you draw your cards in combat, and then you come up with a combo, but you can't do it because you can't go back to your combat step. And I think I know what you're going to say is that you can have Mayhem Devil, or even Impulse Tremors would do it. Impulse Tremors definitely would do it. One of those effects. But with Mayhem Devil, I'm not sure that actually works. Just FYI, because if you read the
It's
card,
exile, but
yeah.
no, it works because you just sacrifice all of them with Dargo.
Okay. Yep, that checks out. Okay, so Dargo makes that combo work. I've seen people do that in live footage, even on tournament footage, but I actually think that, do it with just Mayhem Devil, waiting for the Dualcaster Mage tokens to exile, and pinging people to death, but I actually think that's probably not how that works.
No, it's exile.
Yeah. Okay.
It's with the other card.
Yeah.
That is called like I don't remember the name, but it's basically sacrifice.
Yeah.
With those.
Okay, so Heat Shimmer maybe is a sacrifice instead?
What?
Is it Heat Shimmer, the one you're talking about? The 3-mana Twin Flame?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's Shimmer.
Wizard's
Then
Lightning.
we have a Braid Tragic.
I'm sorry, go on. Yep, a
Wizard's
Braid
Lightning.
Tragic Slip. Yep.
I think this one is slip under me. I think this one was something else and is slip.
Ah,
I don't
okay.
remember correctly what it was.
Okay, so we don't want
I
Wizard's
think it
Lightning.
was like no, we don't want which is like
Got it,
90 volt Chaos Warp. That where Martu we did this. Then we have Wild Magic Surge or something like Chaos Warp, but for everything too.
Yeah.
We have Deadly Dispute to draw more cards, Dark Ritual to pump out things, Song of the Damned to mana, Desperate Ritual Ball Pen, that is basically a deflecting swat with our commander.
That's one of my
Seen
pet
on
cards.
2, Red Blast, and Fighting. Then we have Welted Runestone.
Oh, you monster.
We normally don't use what's called Graveyard, so this is just to slow people.
And
Some of the ramp, this is just to use it, sacrifice it, that's it. That's the whole work.
sure.
Spring Redrop the same. More mana, the combo piece, Wish Clock Talisman.
Sure.
And then we have something real funny.
What is this?
Master of the Red. Gotcha. When it enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice an untapped creature. Draw X cards, then mill X cards, where X is the creature's power.
Wow, okay.
Did you see what the... And you can sacrifice to Dargo, then pay 3 mana and bring it back to your hand.
Okay, hold on. So when Altar of the Wretched enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice a non-token creature. If you do, draw X cards, then mill X cards, where X is that creature's power. And then you pay the 3 mana, return Altar of the Wretched from your graveyard to your hand. And I'm assuming we're not going to be doing the craft thing.
No, the crafting is just there.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty good.
It exists.
That's pretty good. I just put that, so I just built Gitrog, the new one, and I put Altar of the Wretched in the deck. Before I ever actually had it come up and play, I pulled it because turns out like the deck just automatically draws so many cards. I don't really need the extra card draw as much as I need other effects. But
the thing is that you can sacrifice this to Dargo.
Oh yeah. Oh nice. Yeah, I gotcha.
So you can keep playing.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Then the combatless enchantment section.
Yeah.
And then we go to the funny part.
Okay.
Sacrifice and burn offering.
Oh god, that's stupid, isn't it?
I cost 1 mana, you make 7 mana.
Oh, that seems okay. If only you had some 7 mana spell.
You have Tevesh.
Yeah.
And you can basically turn to.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, that's gross. And do you have ways to find the peer into the abyss?
And no, it mostly comes up in like in higher budget. It comes really fast.
Sure.
Though it's just like a niche, I win combo.
Yeah, but I mean we're loaded with rituals. Okay.
Yeah, we're loaded with rituals. That's the thing. We have mostly the rituals are going to be used to turbo out Tevesh because he's such a good card engine.
Yeah.
And then we have Fire Giant's Fury.
So this is the one I was alluding to when I asked if somebody has a blocker out when you're doing the Jessica thing. I was wondering if you had Fire Giant's Fury still in the deck. I thought at one point I'd seen it in, or we put it in, or you put it in.
No, but can you read it for me for a second and figure out what it does?
Yeah,
it's really funny.
Yeah, so target giant you control gets +2/+2 and gains trample until end of turn. Whenever it this is so stupid. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player this turn, exile that many cards from the top of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play those cards. So let's note, Dargo is a giant. He's already huge. He's undercosted. We're going to play him for cheap. He's getting +2/+2, so you're going to delete somebody you're going to hurt somebody pretty bad with that. And if you have Jessica out, even if they have a blocker, likely you're going to end their existence. Then you're going to be exiling cards.
You're gonna exit probably 36 cards of your library.
I mean, crazy. It's crazy. If you have Jessica and you do this, it's great. You win. But even if you don't have Jessica and you're only exiling the top 11 cards. I mean, that's like
9 cards.
Well, 9 + 2. Yeah. Oh, 7 + 2. Okay. Well, 9 cards. But note that it doesn't say until end of turn. It's until the end of your next turn. So it's just ridiculous. I think they printed this before they had a broken giant in the command zone, but now this just should be in, I think, every Dargo.
It was way later.
Oh, wow.
It was way later.
Wow, okay. Okay. They must have forgot about Dargo.
Then we have Morbid Curiosity. 3 mana, draw 7 cards with Dargo.
Yeah, that seems pretty good. What do you think about the other draw card that's, I think it's up, it's gone up in price now. There was a one I kept looking for a home for and never could, Stinging Study. I always wanted to put that in a deck.
It's really, really expensive.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, it went up in price.
Sorry if I don't write it correctly, it's not my main language.
Yeah.
So,
you had it just...
That's right. Yes, what fuck is Suji?
580. Yeah.
I know, $5.80. Yes, that's it.
Yeah, it's too much. Too much. We've got better things. Yeah. Okay.
Here.
All right. So that is.
What else?
What about tutors?
Yeah,
do we have any?
Yeah. We have Dimir Machinations and Shred Memory. Dimir Machinations is mostly to find Bergi.
Okay, yeah.
Or find or Dualcaster, or find or make Devil to kill. or find our Flamepit Herald to find our Wincons.
Yeah, or Witty Roastmaster if you just want to. So you can find an enabler, or you can find the actual payoff. So that's pretty good.
Or you can find your card draw.
Sure. And it looks like that's mostly how we're going to be assembling our wins, right? It's just by drawing an insane amount of cards and like killing the person who's the biggest threat.
Dargo.
Yeah. Oh, and you've got
Shred memory.
Okay, Shred. Yeah. What are you looking for this mostly? You think? Twin Flame.
If you need card draw, these two.
Yeah.
This one to draw an insane. Twin Flame to combo. You can also find Flame King. Or the Steam King to combo out.
Yeah. So you've got another one of your combos.
Goblin Bombardment.
Perfect.
Or Impact Thermos.
Oh yeah.
And Altar of Dementia.
And you've got Wishclaw Talisman.
If you want to, Yep. The third section is like mostly important. This deck doesn't need like so much mana because Dargo exists. And we have Milo's Mausoleum Secrets.
Okay.
It works. It helps you find. Mostly we use this to find Born Offering, Peer into the Abyss, or other tutors, card draw. Something important most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just mainly to establish a win. Or even find a Wishclaw Talisman.
Yeah, you could tutor chain. I was playing. I'm playing in a budget league right now.
And it's instant.
And it's instant speed. Yeah. So I'm playing in a budget league right now, and we had a game that went to time, and we were in the final round. We each got one more turn, and I'm playing Malcolm Kettis, $100, and I ended up having to go. I used Solve the Equation to find Muddle the Mixture. I used Muddle the Mixture to find Magda. I used 5 treasures in Magda to find Pyre of Heroes, and I sacrificed a 2-mana pirate with Pyre of Heroes to put Glinthorn in play and won the game on the last possible turn. It was pretty sick. But sometimes those tutor chains get you there. You can skip a lot of those steps just by having an unconditional tutor like Wishclaw, though. That's pretty good.
Yep. Mostly the deck what tries to do is just Dargo or Dargo Tevesh to establish an engine. If you cannot get Tevesh, try.
I think it's Casket. So I just want to mention too about Tevesh, those the Wrangle, and so the effects that allow you to steal a creature. If you steal your opponent's commander with the Wrangle or Claim the Firstborn, and you sacrifice it to Tevesh, you actually get to draw 3 cards off of that, right?
Yep.
So that's pretty good too. So Casket. So this is another thing.
If you cannot play Tevesh, you can just play him. It works almost the same. Just you need to change some of the rituals and stuff for fodder to him.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
It's not the best, but it helps.
It seems pretty good, like pretty decent. It's not Tevesh, but it's also not $5.55.
Yep. It's a bag. So,
yeah.
And Wizard Lighting, probably I would change it with. Let me see the card.
Okay, we're doing a live deck tech now.
It's a bit expensive, but sorry, your mic is lagging.
My mic is lagging?
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I had Gleeful Demolition.
Nice. Yeah, that's
a very funny card.
It's pretty good. So
what it does is that you can maybe target your opponent something that is stopping you. But if you turn 1 Evoldaring Epic, your Goldhound, or any dumb artifact that you don't want, for example this that you already use his mana, or you can, the same turn, you cast it, you can take all the mana, pay 1 red.
Yeah, that's good. Yep, that's good.
Okay, yeah, no, I can hear hear you now.
Oh, okay, okay, good.
So the thing is that you, with Glyph of Demolition, you can sacrifice any of your artifacts and make 3 goblins.
And that decreases the cast cost for Dargo, and then these
and
little
it can be used on your opponents.
Yeah, that's good. That's pretty good. I think I would want that in the deck. Yeah. Okay, so that was a pretty good little overview of the deck. We are at like 45 minutes or something like that.
Oh, never mind. So, the main idea with the whole deck is Turbo Dargo, Turbo Tevesh, and just do Dargo things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Big deck, big fun, can be upgraded, can leave it Rectus, can make it John, can make it Marta, can make it Tabor. It's just a fun little deck. Like, really try it.
Okay, yeah, I think maybe we will really try it. And
It's like that sometimes.
then
Just and try the deck. Really try it out. It's so fun. Needs to be still in the deck. Like, the only ones I would say keep it if you want to experiment are the mana generation ones, because they're important and needed. And that's it.
all right. Okay, so
So see you all later.
so thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate your time. It's always a pleasure brewing with you and talking competitive, and especially Hundo competitive CDH decks with you. Till next time, may all your outs be live and your girls be fast, and may the force be with you, and namaste, my